Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a Krawler deck profile. So this is a deck that's extremely budget and just works on flip summoning, which is really cool and really interesting, and I'm really excited to show you guys this deck because we can actually play the X Krawler, which is the new level 9 Krawler in this deck. It's alright, to be honest with you. It can break a little bit, but we have ways of sending it to the graveyard and bringing it back, so that's really cool in this deck. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So, we're going to be playing 3 of the new X Krawler. I know that looks a little bit bricky, but I want to try it at 3. I've been playtesting it, and it doesn't break that much, to be honest with you, because you play all the other crawlers, like all these other crawlers that can assist bringing it out as well. Because when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this face-down monster, quick effect, you can change this card to face-up defense. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card. That's not going to happen all that often, but after this card was flipped face up, while it is in the monster zone, negate the effects of all monsters, or all effects of activated monsters your opponent controls while on the field, which is a really awesome effect to have, that just board negation that your opponent just can't activate monster effects, which is amazing. And I absolutely love that ability. It's just super cool to be able to do that. Then we play 3 of the Spine, which is a really cool crawler monster. When it's flipped face up, you get to target one monster on the field and destroy it. It's essentially the power crept version of Man-Eater Bug, if you will. Really good card, really amazing to play in the deck. Really has good synergy in the deck as well, because you can play this card, and it also has the effect that all crawlers share the effect of when they leave the field in their owner's control because of an opponent's card effect. You can special summon 2 crawler monsters with different names from your deck and face down defense position. All the crawlers that are level 2 and lower share that ability, which is just cool. Then I play 3 of the other crawlers. This one, you can flip, when this card is flipped face up, you can special summon 1 crawler monster in your hand or grave in face of attack or face down defense. So that's really easy to get Krawler X out onto the field with this card. So you want to play it as a 3 of. Then I play 3 of this crawler as well. When you flip face up, you get to add any crawler you want from your deck to your hand, which is really cool that this card is the searcher of the deck. Then I play 3 of Axion. You need 3 copies of Axion as well, because when it's flipped face up, you can destroy a spell or trap on the field as well. 3 copies of Dendrite, or 2 copies of Dendrite. You get to send a crawler, you get to send a monster from your deck to the graveyard, which can be one of these, so you can just kind of, not draw it and break on it. And then 1 copy of Ravener. Ravener is basically, when it's flipped face up, you get to add a crawler monster from your deck, or from 2 crawlers from your graveyard to your hand. So you can get any of these ones back that you really need, which can really help out the deck. Then I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom as well, because you need that hand trap ability to stop your opponent while you're trying to get your Krawler X on the field. And you can get Krawler X on the field, or X Krawler on the field. It get really big as well, because it comes out as a base of 2,000, but you can also get it even bigger with like Quarliark and the other Link monsters as well. Then I play 2 copies of Effect Veiler for the last 2 monsters, and it's a really good thing that you play this hand trap engine. This is what I play for hand traps in just about all of my decks. I play 3 Ash and 2 Effect Veilers because I think it's the best way to get those additional plays off and stop your opponent, which is just, my opinion. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. And we do play traps in this deck too, because crawlers actually have good traps. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Wormbait. You could drop one of these if you want to for maybe like a Monster Reborn or something like that, but I think that this is the best way to play this deck, because if you control an insect monster, you can special summon 2 worm tokens, which essentially makes 1 of the Krawler Link monsters, because you just link 2 of them away and then special summon 1 of the Krawler Link monsters because they're earth insects, which is pretty cool. But you cannot special summon level 3 or 4 monsters the turn you activate this effect, which we don't ever special summon 3 or 4 monsters anyways, because we don't play 3 and 4 monsters. Then double terraforming to search World Legacy and Shadow, which we play 3 copies of World Legacy and Shadow as well. World Legacy in Shadow is an awesome field spell that all crawler monsters gain 300 attack and defense, and then once a return you can special summon a level 2 or lower insect monster from your hand in face of attack or face down defense, and when your flip effect monsters draw a battle, with an opponent's monster, you can send that opponent's monster to the grave. It does not destroy them, it sends them to the graveyard. So you want to get this out, and basically what you're trying to do is boost all of your Crawler's attack points as much as possible with the Link monsters, World Legacy and Shadow, Mrs. Radiant, different ways like that, and get Krawler X or X Krawler up as high as you can get it so you can OTK your opponent with it, and Quarliark and the other Link monsters. So you can get them out extremely easily in this deck. Then we play 3 copies of World Legacy Survivor. And both of these cards look very, very similar. This one's really, really dark. If you actually can look at it, it has Spine on the card artwork right there. He's the sole survivor of the Crawlers, if you guys know the storyline. So you excavate the top 5 cards from your deck, and if you do, you get to add 1 excavated Krawler or World Legacy card to your hand, and send all other excavated cards to the graveyard. Otherwise, shuffle all excavated cards into the deck. When the first turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except Link monsters, which we only play 1 XYZ monster in this entire deck. So that's not that big of a deal anyways. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. The traps are what make this deck really interesting. So we're going to be playing 1 copy of Krawler Crusadia. I feel like it's a good one-of because when you need that 1 more Krawler to get Quarliark's effect off where they can all attack directly, this card comes in clutch. And you can search it. It's really easy to draw this card out with like World Legacy Survivor and stuff like that. But you can special summon 1, basically just special summons a Spine onto your side of the field. That's a level 3 or level 2, 300 attack, 1200 defense. It's always treated as a monster. And then if this card is in a zone that a Link monster points to, you get to add a World Legacy card from your deck to your hand, which can be World Legacy and Shadows, so you can get additional like attack points and cool stuff like that. Then we play 3 copies of World Legacy Mind Meld. So Mind Meld is interesting for the lore, and interesting for the actual effect. That when an opponent's monster activates its effect, while you control a Krawler monster, the activated effect becomes return 1 face-up monster your opponent controls to the hand, which triggers your Krawler monsters to be able to special summon 2 from the deck, which is really an amazing effect. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 Link monster on the field, special summon a Krawler monster in your hand, deck, or grave to the zone that monster points to in face down defense position, which can be your main deck Krawler X. Then we play 3 copies of World Legacy Pawns. World Legacy Pawns is kind of like Book of Moon. You can target a face down monster you control and change it to face of attack or defense, and then you can shuffle a Krawler monster from your graveyard into your main deck, and then target a face-up monster your opponent controls and change it to face-down defense, which is pretty cool. And if you guys actually can look on the artwork, you can see this came out right before the Mech Knights came out, and it kind of hinted at Mech Knights because right back there in the back, the Mech Knights are actually descending to help them fight the evil Crawlers. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So, really cheap deck, to be honest with you. I mean, the hand traps are literally the most expensive thing. Like, each one of these Crawlers, you can probably pick up all these Crawlers for like 10 cents on TCG Player. The main deck may cost, besides the hand traps, maybe $5. Like, this is probably one of the most budget decks that you'll ever build in your entire life. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Quarliark. You need 3 copies of Quarliark in the deck because it is the best Link monster in the entire deck. If it's face up, it takes 2 Krawler monsters to summon this, so you cannot use the Wormbait tokens. You have to use 2 Krawler monsters. That's not that big of a deal because you can special summon the other 2 X-Krawler Link monsters from the extra deck using the Wormbait tokens. But if this face-up monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while in its owner's control, you can target 2 Krawler monsters with different names in the graveyard and special summon them in face-down defense position, and then apply the effects based on the number of Krawler monsters you control. If you have 2, all monsters you control gain 300 attack. 4, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase, and 6, your monsters can attack directly. So you can OTK your opponent really easily with the Krawler monsters, especially with the new one that just came out in Dark Neostorm being at 2000 attack. So you can have like that one, the Quarliark, the 2 other Link monsters, and they're all getting boosted to be able to OTK your opponent and attack directly. And your opponent doesn't normally, like, Crawlers are one of those weird decks that not everybody reads all the cards because of all the text. But it's really a simple deck. And the effect of the 4 on the field where they can't activate cards or effects during the battle phase is really, really nuts. Like, you can beat through a Boral Sword with this card. Then we play 2 copies of the other Krawler X monster. This one's interesting because crawlers that it points to cannot be destroyed by battle, and they gain 300 attack and defense. And if this card battles your opponent's monster, any battle damage inflicted to your opponent is doubled, which is crazy. It just doubles the damage. And if it's destroyed by battle or leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control it, you can target 2 Krawler monsters with different names in your grave and special summon them face down defense. This one is another really good Krawler monster. I just play these at 2 and 2. Krawler monsters you control, this card points to cannot be destroyed by battle, and they gain 300 attack and defense, and you can make up to 2 battle or 2 attacks during each battle phase. Which is really cool. It has the same effect as the other one of just destroy by battle or by card effect. You can special summon stuff. But the really cool thing that you really want to do really quickly is you want to summon your Krawler like here and then special summon out one of the other ones here. And if you can establish this with the Krawler X on the field, it's gaining 900, can make 2 attacks, and it can't be destroyed, and it inflicts double damage. So that's really big, especially if you can get the World Legacy and Shadows on the field as well. This card literally goes up all the way up to 3,200, which is just humongous. But that's the field that you want to establish, which is actually really easy to do. It's not hard to establish that field at all. So that's just a quick little combo that you guys can see. So what we're going to be playing next is, let me sit these cards back down for you guys in order. We're going to be playing some other Link monsters in here that are going to be beneficial to us OTKing our opponent if we don't establish that, because this deck is a really good Link deck. And that's 1 copy of Boral Sword. You can play this if you want to. You could probably get away with just playing these if you were really trying to get really budget. But the Boral Sword helps out because you put so many Krawlers on the field, you can make him extremely easily. 1 copy of Boral Load, because it's again it's a Link deck. You can make it really easily. Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. This card is amazing. It's really easy to make it as well because you just use the Nightmare monsters to link it away. 1 copy of Unicorn, because Unicorn is just good and bounces stuff. Phoenix to pop spells and traps. Cerberus to pop monsters. Like, this is really good to be able to do that with, and I'm really excited that you can actually do that with all of these. And then 1 copy of Mrs. Radiant. I bumped Mrs. Radiant down to 1 because I have a little tech card that I play in this deck that I want to show you guys. So I never really do this for extra deck stuff, but I want to show you guys this. So comment down below, tell me what you think it is, and I'll reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is really interesting, guys. So comment down below, tell me what you think this tech card is. So the tech card is True King of All Calamities. I know that's a little bit weird. I know that it's kind of hard to get 2 of the Krawler monsters on the field, but they're both level 9, so you can get this out pretty easily in this deck, and it's just a good option to be able to skill drain your opponent. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really fun and cheap deck to build. You can probably, like I said, build this deck for maybe the main deck, maybe without the hand traps. You could build for maybe $5 if you buy the stuff on TCG Player, and you can luck up and get free shipping and get it all from the same person. You can probably go to your locals and get this stuff for like $0.25 a piece, and maybe be out 10 tops $20 for all the Krawler stuff that you're going to need. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. Hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad right down there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.